Hey guys, welcome back to Mommy Trader. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I do appreciate all of you guys being here. Just to recap, we are a family of 5 and we plan on achieving FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early, and soon to be 5 years, guys. And if that sounds interesting to you, or you just want to know a little bit more about what FIRE is all about, I have several videos on this channel talking about our journey to financial independence. We invest in the stock market, we own several rental properties, we are investing in cryptocurrency, and we are just trying to increase our net worth while hopefully inspiring a lot of you to get started on whatever your financial goals are. It does not have to be FIRE, but whatever your personal goals are, we're hoping to provide some inspiration to you. So I hope that's enough to get a subscribe out of you. Go on and subscribe. Like, share, hit the little bell notification button so that you don't miss the video, and follow us over on Instagram. We post a little more often over there. So in this video, we're going to be talking about 5 things you should know if you are ready to join the FIRE movement. And of course, I have my little notes here in my little journal because I really wanted to take some time and think about what it is that I could offer to you guys in terms of insight, because I've been getting several people asking me about FIRE, and I wanted to make sure, instead of getting too technical in this video about the different types of FIRE and all of that, I wanted to give you some things to think about first before you officially join the FIRE movement, because it really is a different way of approaching your finances, and I want to make sure that you have the best insight into what it is. So FIRE, financial independence, retire early. Here's are 5 things you should think about. The first thing is that it's going to require intentional sacrifice. The idea is you're saving and investing as much as you can now so that you can retire earlier. That's key here, guys. Most people take 30-40 years to hit their traditional retirement number, but if you're trying to retire before 67, that means you have to work a little bit harder, a little bit faster, and be more focused with your money. Sometimes that may mean increasing your income. There are a lot of people on the FIRE journey that have more than one job because they are really focused on increasing their income so that they can invest it or put it to use in another asset. Other people will also tell you you're not going to be a minimalist, but you have to be really careful about your spending. A lot of people on the FIRE movement, including my husband and myself, do not buy a whole lot of things that isn't necessary. We are trying to be really kind of purposed purchasers. That means if I can't think of a place to put something in my house, like if I'm in Home Goods, which I love that store, or if I'm in Target and I can't think of a place in my mind to put it in my home, then I don't buy it. Or sometimes what I try to do, and this has helped me a lot, is if I'm bringing something into the house, then I have to take something out of the house, donate it, give it away, sell it, something along those lines. But that's a great way to keep the clutter away. And so you want to make sure that you are really, this goes way beyond budgeting. You have to be really intentional about your money. So again, like I said, intentional sacrifice. You're going to have to give something somewhere because you're trying to do something that takes a lot of people 30-40 years to do, and you're trying to do it in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And so, like I said, some people get really shell shocked when they join a FIRE movement and they realize, okay, I still like to spend a whole lot of money here or do this or do that. But it's so important, guys, to make sure that you approach the FIRE movement with realistic expectations. Okay, the second thing is your why. When you join, before you join the FIRE movement, it's so important to understand what your why is. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to achieve financial independence? Why do you want to retire early? Why do you want to have generational wealth? Really sit down and think about it. It took us a whole weekend, so you don't have to come up with this like on the spot like that. Give it some thought. Talk to your partner, your spouse, your children. Really think about your family dynamic and really like figure out what will that early retirement years look like for you. And once you kind of give it some thought and you write things down, keep a journal. I have like several journals around this house where we write down our thoughts and our goals and our affirmations and really come up with your why. And when you come up with your why, that why is going to get you through when it gets really challenging on this journey, because there are times when it really is tight and you really need something to get you to the next day, the next week, the next month. And your why is going to get you through. So really take some time to think about that. Why do you want to achieve this? Do you want to be work optional? Do you want to have stuff to leave to your children? Maybe you want to just retire early and do have a hobby. Maybe work part-time somewhere. I mean, whatever it is, that has to be, keep that as your focus when it comes to your why. And that ties into the third point, and that is when you are joining the FIRE movement, you don't have to retire in the sense of do nothing. I know that was a big one that a lot of people were asking me about, is that they don't want to just not have anything to do. They like to be busy. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about FIRE, is that you retire early and you just do nothing. And that is not the case at all. There are so many people on this FIRE movement that want to do things that they want to do. My husband wants to start his own consulting firm. That takes a whole lot of effort and a whole lot of time. It's hard to do when you are working your 9 to 5 and then you're trying to come home. You're already tired and burnt out, and now you're trying to devote time to your side passion, and you're tired, you're hungry, you're a little aggravated because of what happened on the job. And so again, having that time to focus 100% on what you want to do, and not to have to really worry about having to live on anything, because all of your retirement, all of your investments, all of your assets are paying for you to live during your early retirement. So let's say it takes you a little while to get your side business, your side hustle off the ground. All of the sacrifice, all of the intentional sacrifice we were just talking about is going to help get you through. So keep that in mind. The next thing, the fourth thing, is that you don't need $1 million. That's another big one, is that you have to retire early with $1 zillion. That is not the case at all. That's why there's different types of FIRE. And I did a video about the 5 stages of FIRE, which I will link up in the eye in the sky. But there's lean FIRE. That means if you want a really minimalistic type of lifestyle, you can do lean FIRE. Coast FIRE. So if you want a part-time job, you want to work in Target, you want to do something that's more passion related for you, you can be work optional. Perhaps you want to do fat FIRE and just retire and just like chill. You can do that too. There are so many different types of FIRE, guys. Whatever is for you. That's why you have to really sit down and think about, like I said at the beginning of this video, what does FIRE look like for you and your family and your personal situation? Do not try to achieve fat FIRE or $1 million because you see someone else doing it. That is the wrong way to approach this. Like I always say, you want to take the golden nuggets out of what people say and apply it to your situation. Don't copy off of anyone. That's a surefire way to derail all of your goals. Okay, so you don't need $1 million. There's a couple of people who only need like $600,000. Some people only need $500,000. Some people only need $800,000. Whatever that is to you, that is okay. Don't compare. Don't get like comparing numbers to numbers, because all of our personal situations are different, guys. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I put that in there. You don't need $1 million to join the FIRE movement and to retire early. The fifth thing is that community support is so important on this FIRE journey. Link up with like-minded people who can help keep you accountable and motivated on this journey. I mean, I don't have anybody written down, but off the top of my head, we are part of the FIRE movement. To us, you got Mr. Money Mustache, who's like the GOAT. You have Amon and Christina, who are like the other GOATs of this FIRE journey. You have Rich and Regular. You have Ina. You have Rebecca. You have Dave over at Hidden Freedom Investor. You have Rochelle. You have Tanisha Davis. I mean, there's so many people from all different walks of life that are on this journey, so you can get inspiration from, that you can get feedback from, that you can pull some golden nuggets out and see, okay, if they can do this, then maybe I can do this. And all of us are doing different types of FIRE. There's Road to FIRE. I forgot her. I'm so sorry, Grace. But all these types of people who are on the FIRE movement, different walks of life. Some have families, some don't. Some have children, some don't. Some are married, some don't. And this is a really good, I think, community. Really supportive, really will kind of cheer you on, really are invested in your road to FIRE. I mean, there are times when people will contact me via email or in the comments or over on Instagram and was saying, I remember you talked about this and I wanted to know if you can give me some more insight, or I wanted to follow up. And it's so encouraging and so amazing to see so many people invested in your journey, like I am with a lot of other people's journey in terms of to FIRE as well. So again, guys, just some things to think about. I know it can seem a little daunting, like, oh my goodness, financial independence, retire early. You have to have all this money. You don't have to have a whole lot of money, and you don't have to do a type of FIRE because someone else is doing it. Like I mentioned, there's several types of FIRE. Choose which best for you, and you're going to be able to do this. So this is just like the first video. I'm going to be doing like a FIRE back to basics type of thing because I get a lot of questions about it. And so these are just some things for you to think about, guys. Again, we have a community over on my website where we kind of chat and talk about investing in detail. Go on over, it's information over there if you want to join it. We would love to have you. Again, we share real numbers on this channel, and you're just talking to other people who are on this journey as well. And I know a lot of you want to retire early. So if you don't want to, and this is another one, this is a bonus, something to think about. You don't have to achieve FIRE at like 30. I know a lot of people are like trying to achieve FIRE at 25 and 30. Well, we started late, okay? And a lot of people who are on this journey that I mentioned to you a couple of minutes ago are not like spring chickens. I'm not saying we're all old, but I'm making a point here that you don't have to retire at 25 to feel like you achieve FIRE. Anytime before the normal retirement age of 67, to me, is early retirement. To me, that's a win. And even if you don't want to retire early, the fact that you can go into traditional retirement with the goals that you have set for yourself. So say if you want to be a millionaire, if you can retire at 67 with a millionaire, that's a win in my book. The idea is to get you started, get you your mind open to what's actually available to you in terms of your future. Because if you plan on being alive, you have to make sure that you have something set aside for you. It hurts me to see so many older people like at Walmart or pushing carts, and I purposely, because of the supermarket that I go to, there's an older guy, and I purposely, no matter where I'm parked at, no matter how far I'm away from the cart, you know, where you return the carts at, I always take my cart back because I just don't want him to have to push all that because, you know, he has to do that work to get an income. So I'm really hoping that you guys were inspired by this video to give you some things to think about. Again, a lot of people are just focused on the FI part, just becoming financially independent and maybe just work optional because they love what they do. Again, you can continue to love what you do and do it, but know that, you know what, if the boss starts acting shady, if the job start making changes that I'm uncomfortable with, I can quit anytime that I want. That's that security that financial independence gives you when in terms of working a 9-to-5. So like I said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment down below. Are you a part of the FIRE movement? Are you thinking of joining the FIRE movement? Let me know. I love talking with you guys. Again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me over on Instagram. And until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.